you know what time it is. That's right, it's time for Rivals Assemble, a Marvel Rivals podcast. I am your host, Mark Turcotte, and you are tuned in to episode 23. Well, my friends, season 2 is here, and we had some hands-on for this past week. But we're going to break it all down for you this week, from Emma Frost to the new Krakoa map to the Battlepass to everything season 2. We're going to talk about it here tonight on the show. We also have a Black Panther lore dump coming up for you, and of course, we'll wrap the show up with your questions and comments. So to break it all down with me here, first up, Neil, what's up, dude?
Tremble before Bast. As a recent Black Panther main, a couple mains ago, I am very excited about this.
That's an amazing phrase right there. Like a couple mains ago. God, you think you could go through like your list of mains? Like, did you actually have, you think, like 5 or 6 mains, or is it just like?
I always fall back on Penny, actually. Whenever I'm in trouble, I go to Penny and I get MVP. So that's how it goes.
There you go. You did actually get MVP right before we went on the air. You went to Penny and pulled
I
it
practice
off.
what I preach, my friend.
You got it. And also joining us here, Ken's, what's up, dude?
Well, hello. Yeah, happy to be here. Season 2 is awesome. Happy to be able to test a little bit of that. So ready to talk about it.
Yeah, yes, sir. Well, guys, we are here. We are talking season 2. Unfortunately, Matt is not with us right now here on the show. He's going to be coming a little bit later, a little bit late to the stream because of some storms that were happening. So you're not going to hear him here for the beginning part of the chat. But when he can get into here, he is going to be here with us. So don't worry about it. So far, the lore dump is still on track to be in this episode. But like we said, big show this week. As many of you are listening to the show right now, season 2 probably is already out. So if you are playing, let us know your thoughts on whatever avenue you want to reach out to us. Please let us know, because we want to hear how everybody is feeling here about the game. We did actually this week. We now, guys, we are the owners of rivalsassemble.com. So if you head over to the website, you can find links to all our socials, best way to reach out to us, including our YouTube, email, all of that. You can find links over there, and you can also find a link to our Discord, which is probably the best way to not only keep in touch with us, but also to just become a part of this incredible community. Like we've said before, this community just continues to blow us away. And, whether you're a hardcore grandmaster in the game, celestial, whatever it is, or even if you're still just stuck down in bronze, there are people that will definitely want to play with you over in the Discord. So go check that out over there at rivalsassemble.com. And while you're there, too, you can also find a link to our Patreon. So if you want to help support the show, do a little bit more besides just listening and being part of the community, you can do so. You'll find the link over there. Remember, $5 over there helps you become a true believer, gives you a different little name over in the Discord. It also gives you access to our MCU rewatch, so some more content from us. Where we are spending our time going through the MCU. We're actually, this Monday, The Incredible Hulk episode is coming out, and you guys are really excited for The Incredible Hulk, aren't you? Ken's and Neil, right? You excited?
Yeah, of course. Actually, I just finished watching that before we recorded here, and very excited.
It's incredibly
Not as
something.
excited as Ken's is, though.
I can hear the excitement in your voices. But yeah, so be on the lookout for that. If you are a patron, you can find the MCU rewatch over there this Monday. And if you haven't listened yet, Neil's episode was out this week, and you can hear the story of how Neil is actually the only professional gamer here on the podcast.
We'll get you guys there. I think, you know what? Maybe I'll turn to coach, right?
There you go.
Past my
you're
prime, I'm
a
ready to
legend.
coach.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get Matt as a professional gamer. That's what I'm doing. That's my
rise up,
next step.
walk in,
Get him to gold.
Absolutely love it. And let's see what else. We also have next week. Ken, you're going to be doing your solo episode.
I will.
Week, right?
Yeah,
So.
get ready to hear me talk by myself for an unknown amount of time.
Yep. Hey, Neil didn't think he could do it that long, and he went for an hour.
Hey, first time ever, man.
It's
I was just bring some water. It's you don't get any breaks, so.
Yeah, you guys. Neil, I loved it. Like Neil was kind of all nervous, and he sent it over.
It was great.
I loved it. It was so great.
I was telling Mark, I was looking up YouTube videos, like, okay, how to do a solo podcast, what things do and do nots of solo podcasting. I'm like, what? I'm not talking to anybody. Well, you pretend you're talking to someone. There you go.
Just don't
Talking
think
to the
about
void.
it, and just do it, man. Let's talk to the audience. All you got to do. It's great. Just be
Sooner or
yourself.
later, you'll be recording podcasts on your way to work or whatever, like
That's
Mark
right.
in the car.
Like I used to do, yes, during COVID at one point. Anyways, let's move on to our poll for the week. So you guys know we put our polls up over on Spotify. So if you clicked on the latest episode last week, you would have found our poll. And we asked you guys this week, which character's ultimate voice line scares you the most? And we had it for you. We had Iron Man's Maximum Pulse, Winter Soldier's again, Psylocke's, whatever it was that she says Matt's not here, so we can't say it. Jeff's Yummy Yummy, and Spider-Man's Don't Mess with the Amazing Spider-Man. And coming in at a whopping 55% of the vote. He got over half the vote. We had 109 total votes, and 60 went to the Winter Soldier. So, you guys surprised at that at all?
Not really. That's what I voted for.
Is it?
No.
Yeah, I think
Because he goes up so high and he can just land anywhere. Unless you're like hiding in a room somewhere, he's gonna find you. And something I thought about, because we just played a couple games before the show here. Legendary, right? Like Star-Lord coming out. That scares me. I hide from him for sure.
It's kind of like Psylocke and Jeff, they have the radius, and so it's like, all right, just look for that and get out of it.
But
it's like the others it's like they could be around any corner.
Doesn't matter.
Death is imminent.
I think for me that's why like Iron Man is like super scary, because sometimes if you don't know where he is, then it's like, oh god, I don't know where's it coming from, and then half the time you just die. But Winter Soldier, it's not necessarily the first time you hear it. It's if you see one of your teammates die, and so you know he's got it again, and then he's close to you, and he's probably looking at you. That's when I get scared the most with him. Yeah. So it's like, oh god, like oh no, he just got the kill.
Pop
he's gonna
everything.
Get it again.
All damage mitigation, do it. All mobility, get out of there. Don't let him finish you off.
Get out of the way. Crazy. But so we had just go through the rest of the results. So Winter Soldier at first. Let's see. Second was Jeff with 14.7% of the vote. Then we had Psylocke with 12.8, Spider-Man at 9.2, and then Iron Man coming in last. So thank you everybody for voting over there. And of course, we have a poll for you for this week. So if you want to take part in it, just make sure you click on Spotify under this episode. And it's kind of a crazy one. So we're going outside the realms, if you want to say, of the Marvel universes, of our chronoverses here. And we're pulling in, which out-of-universe character would you like to see in Rivals? Now, we know it's probably not going to happen because this, of course, is Marvel Rivals. But just for the fun of it, we want to know, what out-of-universe character would you like to see in Rivals? And we have 6 for you. We have, got to have somebody from DC, right? Superman.
Yeah, from DC, right?
From DC, Spider-Man. So Superman.
Spider-Man.
We have Shredder. So from the Ninja Turtles, Shredder. We have Luke Skywalker, and yes, we know he is a technically a Marvel character. You could say a Disney character.
It's more possible than anyone else on this list.
Yeah, that's right. Goku from Dragon Ball. Spawn, so Todd McFarlane, little homage there. And Optimus Prime. But I think
I think that one stands out a little bit.
A Mack truck just driving down the lane.
Do it. Well, he could be the payload, and then when you get to the first point, turns into the road.
Yep.
And then you get to ride on him or something.
So again, what out-of-universe character would you like to see in Rivals? Either Superman, Shredder, Luke Skywalker, Goku, Spawn, or Optimus Prime? Just let us know, and we will see how it all pans out for you.
This would be a great whole team. I'd like to see this whole team and see how they do against Marvel's best.
Sweet.
There's no shot anyone like this is the ultimate team.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is the part of the show where we usually give you our week in game, but this week we're talking about our Spider-Man challenge from last week. So we challenged each of us to go ahead and just get a straight row of Spider-Man matches in, and I'm going to be honest, I only played 5 matches, guys, because I just couldn't handle it anymore.
It's rough out there.
Playing 5. It is rough. It's rough. Neil, you went ahead and played all 10, right?
That I did, and thank you for carrying me my last 2 games before this show here.
How did you end up? What was your stats?
It was 5-5, and you brought me to 50-50. My whole experience, it didn't go as well as Magic. He's definitely like a single target, solo them out and take them down. But it did feel good to kind of swing around, go into the back line, take out the couple of strategists, and then swing away. It was a lot of fun. I feel like my time with Black Panther and Magic had helped a little bit. But the other thing that I really noticed is he's a kind of like a assassin, but he also depends a lot on your aim with your web cartridge kind of secondary fire, because once you hit that, that's when you can start pulling yourself to people and doing some uppercuts and stuff like that.
What's going on with this 18-0 game that you have here? This is there a story there with that one?
Felt really good. That's all I gotta say. I was swinging out, and like our team just steamrolled them. I don't know if it was bots. I'm always hesitant to think that I'm actually doing well against.
Was there another Spider-Man on the team?
You know what? I found there was a lot of mirror matchups. I was playing against Spider-Man a lot, which was pretty intense at some points because it was just trying to get that Spider Tracer on the other Spider-Man, and I was playing against a Lord Spider-Man one of these games. And I'm like, okay, this is like my third game as Spider-Man. I do not want to be left alone in a room with a Lord Spider-Man, so I tried to swing away from him whenever I saw him. But some of the other ones, I got a couple Spider-Man KOs in my time here. But yeah, overall, it was a good experience. I'm definitely better with him than when I first started. And as I said, playing duelists more and more the last few weeks, it definitely helps too. You're looking for the off angles. You're looking for picking out targets in the back line and getting back to your team, or finding those health packs. I'm finding more and more every time I play. So Mark, I know you've been enjoying that, haven't you?
Yeah, well, see, that's kind of my thing. Like what you just described is like not how I like to play this game. Like that's just not how I play the game. Like I want to fight, like I want to be in there, you know? And not even the health packs, because I will say, like, this little experiment had me more appreciative of health packs, because you are more reliant on health packs, because most of the time you're either in the other team's back line, or even sometimes in the midline, but off to the sides that your healers just can't get to you. You have to do that, right?
Really, the only way you can heal yourself.
And I think the hardest part I had was, and it really is my last match. So my last match, I went 15-5-4. So actually, I wasn't even under. I think all my KDs were all pretty good for most of my matches, but I went 1 for 5. So 1-4 I went. And that last match, like, it was on Clintar. I think the match started out, I kind of swung around the side while they were all fighting and just kind of was able to sneak in, get the point, kind of force
attack.
We were attacking, yeah. Force the other team to basically turn around, come towards me, which gave my team the push, of course, where they could push in. We captured that point, pretty much pushed right down the line to the second one. We had a little bit of a fight for the second point, but we still got it pretty easily. Got through the door, got through the bones, and then it just stopped. And we could not get it, and we actually lost that match. And it was one of those cases where it was like, even though I went 15-5-4, I didn't feel like I could do enough damage to put the other team like on their back footing again. Like, and so we were just stuck where I could have switched to probably any other hero at that point, be it a Squirrel Girl to keep damage, or even like probably I would have switched to even Iron Man or even Winter Soldier, and we would have just had enough damage to get the push. But it just wasn't. We couldn't do it. And so it was frustrating, because it's like, here we are on this challenge. I have to do this, but we're going to lose because my team just wasn't doing enough damage and I wasn't doing enough. And we lost. I
felt like such a scum lord coming into the game and auto walking Spider-Man every single time. And then just trust me. It goes against all of my being of like not switching when it's not going well. It's like all of the games that I lost, I played 8 games. Well, I went 4-4, but the 4 that I lost, 100% my fault. Like, lost them because I was refusing to switch off of Spider-Man. But you know, it's got to do the challenge.
Yeah, that's good. I found with Spider-Man, and maybe on your Clintar map there, Mark, you think about it at the end there's not really space to go around kind of thing, right? That
They
point,
would
it's
see me.
very big choke point. There's not like there is some rocks you kind of go around, but it's not as wide as the rest of the map. So you didn't really have the opportunity to kind of
Right.
like take an off angle because there isn't any. You just got to kind of push through that last little bit for that map. I found with Spider-Man, he's never top of the damage charts. Like where he does best is just taking out heroes at a good
Right.
time. So you take out the healers, or I think as you said, you go and take the point, like go around them, take the point, and then they split their attention. You're trying to divide the attention of the group so they're not all focusing on the same person, and then that gives your team an opportunity to get a pick or push a point. So it's fun to think of the game in a different way, because mostly playing Vanguard up to the last few weeks, I'm like, all right, yep, we push the payload. That's what we do. Stay on the payload, you push it. They're stepping back, keep pushing at them if you got the advantage. If they're kind of pushing at you and using some ults, then you got to like step back a little bit. But as a duelist where you're got the high mobility, you can take those weird paths, find where those health packs are, and take out the strategists. It feels good.
Definitely need the health packs. So you put me into submission on the health packs with Spider-Man. I feel it.
Or at least swing back to your team, right?
Yeah.
Like that last game that we played, we were on the point the whole time, and I need some health. I just swing back into the point, and everybody's happy to heal me.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe that's the difference. Like I love Venom, but like Venom can kind of stand alone. Like I can dive in, do a bunch of damage, and get out, which you can very much do with Spider-Man. But the problem is he's so squishy that it's like you really need to be getting that back line and really getting the jump on them. And then the other issue I kind of had with him was gauging whether do I really want to pull myself into them or do I want to be pulling them out of position. You know what I mean? Because you can do it either way. You can either just pop, or on PC it's pop your E and you're actually pulling them towards you. So in some cases, if they were on a point, you want to pull them out of the point. Right. I noticed that on I think it was on the Wakanda maps. You know, the big like space area or space area,
intergalactic, whatever.
Yeah, and it was like, you know, I want to actually pull them off the point because they're the only one on the point capturing it right now. But then, you know, my problem was I would shoot them and put some web tracers on them, and then I'm pulling myself into them. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah, but it was just like that was just my instinct just by, you know, hitting that. So he definitely has a little finesse to him, and I would say, like I said, I did have fun playing him, but it would take me a while for him to be kind of my go-to character because it's just like I can just do. I don't know. It seemed like the situations that I was in, there was other better characters to play at the moment. So
I had fun eventually. At the beginning, I was not having a good time. I think it was my second game. I turned off the auto swing, which is the biggest tip. You know, make sure that you turn that off to where, and then it felt like, you know, I was trying to play him a bit more like the Sony game.
Jump to that guy, jump over here.
Yeah, like I was kind of playing him a little bit counters. Like that. The only thing that I would do though is like in that game when you web to a ledge, you press like the A button or the X button or whatever, and then you'll kind of like shoot off and like do like a big dive. And I would my muscle, I was doing that in the game, and he would just like stick to the wall and not move. And so, so that was a bummer, but. I was playing him a lot like Genji in Overwatch too, because you can, you know, in playing Genji is you're just always moving, always jumping, always just kind of being a little pest. And so when I would get kind of in the thick of it, I would just constantly be like jumping and double jumping. And then when you're in the air and you use your attack, like he does like the splits, you know, he kind of like does like the two legs out to get a bit more of a wider radius with the attack. So I would do that and sometimes get a kill or do some damage here and there, but eventually I've come to like enjoy it. It's not like Mark said, it's not one that I'm probably gonna, oh man, like I need to be Spider-Man right now, like I don't know that that'll ever happen,
right?
But it's fun, and I'm glad that I have the experience now playing him. Otherwise I might not have ever done it.
Final question on this: did you guys get any comments in the chat? Because twice I had people just say like, "What is up with you, Spider-Man?" Twice I just had to say I'm playing him for science. That was all I said. Playing him for science.
Yeah, all 4 games that we lost was someone either on comms saying like, why won't you switch, Spider-Man? You're like 4 and 10. What are you doing? I just was like silent. I'm like, no, I'm locked in. Leave me alone.
I'm locked in.
This is so important.
Locked in at 4 and 10. Great. Yeah, you're locked into the spawn zone.
Yeah, I did not. I don't think I got any comments. I just ignore them maybe. And being on console,
you were doing well.
You don't. Well, I don't know. Some of those were not great, but on console, you don't get as much people typing in, right? Too, because that's such a big pain. And they have to be really upset to start typing in on their controller. But no, it was fun, and I think that's the purpose of these challenges, right? You're going to play a character until you can kind of figure it out, which is hard to start because you're comfortable with what you know, but this is kind of pushing us into different spots, which I like a lot. I do have just a few quick tips, and one thing that you mentioned, Mark, was the zip or like the pull away. If they're marked, then you go to them rather than they go to you. In the settings, you can actually set that to a different key binding. So then you have the option, if you still want to pull them,
that's great,
and they've got a marking on them, you can, it's like get over here or something.
I didn't think it was an option. I thought it was like just always, if they have the marker, that you're pulling yourself towards them.
Yeah, you can key bind it to a separate thing. And you already said
that needs to be more well known.
Yes. Yeah, that's why we're here.
It's hidden behind here for the setting. That's really important to know.
Yeah. So, because this was me watching the videos in the character select screen.
You know what I think when I think Spider-Man? Let's make him more complicated. Let's make him even more complicated. Perfect.
Yeah, give him more buttons to press.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one. The other thing was the swing versus zip. So if you point below the horizon, you're going to zip to a point. When you go to do your swing, rather than pointing up, you're going to actually do your U swing.
Okay.
And then that zip, it gives you like a little bit of extra too. So if you're trying to get that health pack, you're low on health, you're up in the air, you point towards the ground, you try and swing towards the ground, it's going to give you like that little roll at the end too, which helps kind of with your mobility if you want to move a bit faster. That was something that helped me a few times anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go, guys. There's our weekly challenge. Now, we're not going to actually do a challenge next week just because with the new season coming out. So next week we'll have our week in game segment as the show next week just because we're actually going to be having hands-on with the game for a little bit longer and with the live build, of course, and just kind of seeing how everything plays out. So we'll talk about that next week. But we will have a challenge the following week, and we'll let you know what that is. Then we already know what it is, but I don't want to tell anybody yet. So be on the lookout for that. But all right, guys, let's move on here to our news segment that we call the Not So Daily Bugle News.
J. Jonah Jameson here.
All right, so we're all here, of course, to talk about season 2. When I say all of us, Matt's with us now. Matt, what's up?
What's up, guys? I braved the literal storms down here. And,
oh my goodness, man!
We are in the clear.
Okay, good. Well, we're glad. Like I said, man, we just wanted your safety to be good, man. But I'm glad you're able to make it. I know people.
My safety aside, I'm just glad no more trees fell. So
that's good.
Yes, that is.
Keep the neighbor drama at a minimum.
Yes. But all right, guys, well, let's talk about Season 2. Just like before, we got some early access, and we've had the early access build for, almost a week now. We've been able to get in, play some Emma Frost. So let's just go with it. Let's talk about Emma first. Who wants to go first and talk about...
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
I don't imagine...
I thought you might have been tangoing with Emma while we were waiting for you here, Matt.
I can only wish. People on the Discord been giving me a little bit of grief this week for I may or may not have said on the podcast last week.
Yeah, go back and listen to the beginning of last week's episode.
You don't have to.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people mentioning that, and I
don't think a lot of people had the context with which it was said. They were just like, what a random thing to say at the beginning of the podcast, not knowing the abilities that Emma Frost has in game. So
yeah, they'll learn this week.
That's
that on will. That. Yeah, so
I loved playing with the character in the game. Marvel Rivals of Emma Frost. Back on track, Mac. The way I played it was more of crowd control, especially this really good ult. I found it really cool and effective to use in like thin choke points, like that last curve on the Clentar map when you're about to hit there. That's
topical.
That was, I think, one of the best choke points where I just saved the ult. The whole team started to file down around the what's the word? Oh my Lanta. The
payload.
Thank you. That's the
ball of goo.
The black, the black,
goo. The symbiote goo.
And they all just started to file down the side, and it was like, no, kneel before me, or whatever her line is.
What does she say? I haven't quite. Do we have
I think it is kneel before me.
Okay.
Wow.
Gladly.
Maybe that's just what I wanted. No.
Yes, anything you say.
Whatever you say.
That was there were all the games that I played as Emma were in AI because it was insta-lock. Everyone insta-locked her in quick play.
So
Yeah.
I never have to play against real people with her.
Yeah, I mean, I will say to me, she was incredibly fun to play. I actually only played probably maybe 4 or 5 actual matches. The rest was kind of like you, Matt, where it was all just AI matches, because it's kind of hard when you get in this build. There's not like a lot of people online, obviously, because there's not a lot of people with access to it. So it's hard to actually get into a regular match, especially the times that I was kind of hopping on to play.
Boy, howdy though. Have you played a 3-star AI match before though? Like,
no.
That's like all I was doing was 3-star AI.
Was it?
Crazy.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, just switching between her, range form and diamond form, I think playing Cloak and Dagger, people will be used to it. And it actually is much simpler than that, I think, because at least Cloak and Dagger, you can stay in one of those forms. In diamond form, what is it, like a 6-second cooldown, I think you have? So it's quick is the only time you can do it. But what I found, what I was doing, and I know, Ken's, you kind of had a little bit of a different strategy for this. But what I was doing was pushing my shield up, kind of keeping front line a little bit to some extent. But then I would get close enough to an enemy, quickly shift to the diamond form when I was in range to do the choke slam. And I would choke slam and basically turn towards my team and toss them in the direction of my team, and then do the kick to kick them back in, basically into the mix of my team. And the team would focus them. And then at that point, I would shift out of the diamond form, because you can leave it early and then basically range and burn them down, and then quickly turn back around and face the team. Kenz, what was the strategy you were saying that you were doing? Because the other ability she has is like, what do they call it? I mean, I call it the totem. I don't know.
It is called.
Actually, I'll put the skills up. We got the skills.
So
Psychic Spear.
Her psychic spear. There you go.
It's her, like, she creates a little. It's like a thread that's like attached to the enemy. It's a little crystal or a little diamond. And if you do damage to that, if you knock out that thing, then it will do a significant amount of damage to whoever it's attached to. There is a range to it, so the totem stays, and then if you run away from it, like, you'll detach from it, and it won't do damage to you. But the combo that I was working on was to go in, immediately attach them to the totem, to the spear, and then switch into diamond form, rush in, choke slam them, and then do the kick. And when you do the kick, you're going to do enough damage at that point to knock out the totem, which is then going to do a bunch of damage to the enemy, and that should knock them out. So it's like a 3 combo insta kill that you can do with her on strategist and duelist, essentially.
Dude,
I was doing the mind meld through the totem, just a and because you get the double damage of hitting the totem, but then you're also firing right through to them.
Right. That works too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you get that. I mean, that burst damage at the end of that is like incredibly satisfying.
It's
the
a
totem
lot.
burst.
Yeah.
And I will say,
that's like the biggest part of her kit.
The kick is, oh my! It just feels so good. Like
so
the choke slam followed up by the kick is just. It's almost, it reminds me of like how Thing, like the first time I played the Thing, and it was just that punch where he kind of winds it up and just bam, just like hits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Emma Frost is the same way with the choke into the kick is just,
it was just exciting
So
being
satisfying.
like, ooh, what is it going to look like when she choke slams this person?
Well,
What
I
is it gonna
choke
look like when
slammed
she
Jeff,
choke
and
this
it, I
person?
really,
yeah?
I almost clipped it
Grab him by the fin.
because having my Hulk slam and then my Emma Frost choke slam Jeff.
Did you have a chance to hear
Tina.
the voice line when someone KOs a Jeff near her?
No.
I don't know if I did. I mean, I did
It's
KO
like
that
the voice
her?
line is like, it's basically kind of like my baby. Like,
Oh.
I'll have to find it and send it to you guys. It's hilarious.
Well, speaking of some interactions with Emma Frost, I think one of the coolest ones, and I didn't experience it, but I saw this online, and I think it was over on Reddit. Groot actually has voice lines with Emma Frost, and it's not just I am Groot. It's Emma literally gets into his mind, and it's the voice actor for Groot. A whole set of lines.
Yeah, a
And
lot.
Yeah, it's on all three of the Krakoa maps. You hear all this, this chatter
Yeah,
between
he
the two.
talks
of them.
about the floor colossi and Planet X and all the stuff that we talked about during the Groot lore.
Nope. Incredibly cool. What do you guys think of her alt? Like, have you noticed, like, and this may sound dumb, but like you are doing damage with the alt, right? Like
significant damage.
Yeah. Because when you see it in the trailer, and even when I was doing it, I'm like, I wasn't feeling like I was getting enough with it, but I could see it was pulling them towards me, and I almost wonder, like, do you want to use this more for damage, or is it more to be used for that pull and kind of forcing
Crowd control?
Crowd control.
I think that's what it is. And the other thing that I really noticed is the range on it, and the area of it is huge.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's
like you could get all three of those bots in the practice area pretty easily.
You get 4 of them. You get all 3, and then the one that goes up and down on top.
That's wild.
And you can bring it down. Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
And
got a
as soon as
crazy
you
range.
get them start walking towards you, like they can't get out. They stop attacking. They can't do anything. I am not looking forward to getting hit with that ult. That might be the scariest voice line now, because if you're not looking at her, does it matter? Does it matter which way you're facing?
Like
That's a good
Medusa.
question. That is
Yeah,
actually a
like
good
Medusa.
question. Because
Turn around, shield your eyes.
one
I can't see you.
one use I could think of for this is the Wakanda intergalactic Wakanda map, where the floor eventually gives way. And have you ever been on a point, and when you fall down in there, then you're not capturing the point anymore? So if you have Emma could almost solo go on a point if there's like 3 or 4 people there,
That's
pull
sweet.
them into the middle, they fall down, then they can't get out, and then she can capture the point, and the team takes over that area.
Or like the tech for Emma firing ult, and then all of a sudden maximum pulse or pure chaos, or just
any
like
of those.
you
setups.
just stand there and you're just like, smile and wave, boys. This is the end.
Oh, speaking
Can't
of
do
other
anything.
ultimates, though, going back to the choke slam, it shuts down ultimates, like almost all
does it?
ultimates. Like
There are some awesome videos out there of people who went in and tested every single ult against Diamond Form and against I think a couple of her abilities, definitely her ult and Diamond Form, because she's hugely survivable in Diamond Form against so many of the different ults.
Yeah, and we tried too the team up, Neil. Wasn't it you and I we were playing? And I was Magneto, and I had
didn't
like the
really
little
see. How did that work?
crystal
for you?
magnet. I mean, it created a little image of my Magneto kind of running around. I don't know if again, I think we were playing AI at that point. But
I
I'm
don't
really
know
interested
if I
to see
fully
how it
understand what that does. Does it so like if I make another little Magneto, does my other Magneto do what I do? Like is it like mirrored, or
works.
I was under the impression that it was like a Loki clone.
Yeah,
kinda
that's
what I
kind of
was
what it
thinking.
seemed
Yeah.
like. Yeah. So
Mirrors their movement and attacks. The best part is not only can the illusion really create confusion, but it can also deal damage and duplicate abilities. Not the ultimate though.
yeah,
I was
so
about to
it
say,
is like
so
a
can I
Loki.
do 2 ultimates?
that would be bananas.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Question answered.
If I duplicate a Loki, and it's an immortal.
Yeah. So long story short, I mean, she just feels incredible to play. I'm really interested to see when she kind of comes into the mix.
Did anybody
Where she's gonna land, man?
purchase, because they gave us in-game currency, correct?
Right.
Mhm.
So the first thing I may or may not have done is purchase the other skin.
That is the Emma Frost X Revolution skin you're talking about, Matt.
I actually like her alt skin best. So not the default one, but the blue one.
Third option.
You know what I'm talking about? Like there's
I
three.
don't
There's like
think I saw
there
it.
she is.
Yeah. You
there's
get
the
it
big
in,
there's
like,
the busty one, you know, and then there's
That,
there's
oh, yes.
the regular one that's just blue. That's the one that I was using.
I was when I was streaming this, I had some people pop into chat and be like, "Yo, what you playing? What
is this
Like,
game?
there's the Marvel Rivals." And they're like, "That's not what it looks like."
But you know what I mean? I did see some chatter on Reddit and just some other places of people like, this skin is, little too much. And I mean, kind of like we saw with the Malice skin, but like almost more so with this because it's more literally the front chest area.
Yeah.
But the argument to it, and I saw a lot of people saying this on Reddit, it's like, this is absolutely Emma
Read the
Frost.
comics.
It's
Yeah.
literally
This is Emma
100%
Frost. This is how she would wear that costume. This isn't like,
Maybe
Nettie's.
even modest.
Exactly. Like this is
once she
her.
acquired the diamond form, her costumes became even more scant. Like she was just like, "Oh, it doesn't matter what I wear because I can just turn into a diamond."
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
So, one thing I noticed with her, just with her basic ability and how that kind of charges up. So it's kind of like a, I don't know, you guys play StarCraft 2, but there's a void ray. They're like a spaceship fighting the Protoss, and the longer that
Laser?
they attack something, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and by the time it's like full, they're just melting guys down.
hey, yo, what?
That's what, like, I found like her damage seemed kind of low to start, but you really have to charge that that basic attack, because once that's full, then you're doing some serious damage for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much it stays. Like, say if you do go into diamond form, does that like kill your charge completely, or if you're doing some damage in diamond form, does that kind of keep that alive? So it's just like trying to find things to charge it on too. Like if Loki clones are there or something like that, that would be a good opportunity to charge your basic attack before Spider-Man comes to try and kill you or something like that.
Yeah. One thing I do want to say about her kit too is, as somebody who likes to play the character Sigma in Overwatch, and I love his shield and the ability to have like a
Shield
Widow, or in this game we would have like a Black Widow or a Moon Knight or somebody kind of perched up top. That shield isn't just forward. You can actually put it up and you just hold it, and it slides through the air, and then when you let go, it stays there. The one thing too to remember with her is if you do that, like obviously it has its own health, but you can also cancel it to take it away.
You can retreat it.
Yeah, retrieve it. So that's one thing, just when you're playing her, make sure you're retrieving it if it's in a place where either a character has moved, so this way it can charge and then you can use it again. But I love being able to do that. Just have somebody perched up. Like, I mean, in this game, it's going to be Moon Knight, it's going to be Widow, maybe even a Hawkeye. And if they're somewhere hiding out, and you can just be like, oh, no, and just block them off and totally cut off their line of sight. I can't wait to be able to do that.
Yeah, just to speak a little bit about kind of where I think she fits in with things. I think she maybe could be a main tank, but I think she's probably more of an off tank character. I think that that she is going to be great with taking up space on a payload or on a point, just kind of being present and being able to switch back and forth from diamond form. I think if you're able to play her, you can play her aggressively and kind of chase people down, but she only gets that dash once, and then and then it's going to be tough to get out. So I think that's better played almost like as a control, like to punish people that are going to be they're going to be overextending and coming in coming in towards you. You've got that ready to counter and just keep taking up space and using that diamond form to stay alive.
Great backline protector for your strategists.
So Emma Frost, I'm telling you guys, you're gonna have a blast. And again, by the time any of you are hearing this, you may have already played her because it'll already be out. But she's awesome. But again, let us know your thoughts on Emma Frost. Now, guys, let's talk about one of the highlights of this. And we said every new map that has come out in this game so far has been incredible, and that the map team just continues to nail it. They've outdone themselves even more so, I think, with Krakoa. It is absolutely incredible. And I mean, and even before we get to the map real quick, if you haven't seen it yet, when you first log into the game, because I think they did post this even over on their socials. They have a nice letter to everybody, kind of like what they did with season 1, and you can really tell the team is taking it like as an honor to be able to continue the legacy of Krakoa. And what they did with this map, it's just amazing. The skyboxes
maybe
are great.
do like a little, because my first time walking around this map I was kind of in awe of everything and seeing all the little details. So as we talk about it, maybe a little spoiler warning for people.
True,
of like if you want to experience what that's like for the first time.
I haven't seen the map yet.
I
didn't get it a single time.
Maybe skip like a couple minutes here. Because getting that experience and not knowing what's there is super cool.
Yeah, I would almost tell you just go into a custom game and just walk around.
And just walk around.
That's what you want to do. I think Neil and you and I went in on separate teams, so we could kind of like just spend as much time as we wanted within there. But I mean, you have the one map you saw on the trailers that's kind of more of an open map. There are statues really to, I guess, all the leaders, right, of the X-Men in there. There's a Storm statue. There is a
Emma Frost
Magneto
statue.
And Emma Frost that's in that one. There's another one.
The heads of each wing of the Quiet Council there.
Yep. You actually have the Quiet Council table too, right? Don't you have it there?
Yeah, that's like the first point, isn't it?
It's crazy. There's another one where the point, and this is the one where I'm interested, because the other thing too is I didn't, I know Neil, you didn't, but being that we have access to the build early, we can go in and kind of see the lore pages. I always avoid that when we go into these, because I want to
didn't even think to look at
go as we go through the story. But on this map, there's a control point, and it's essentially Professor X's helmet kind of wrapped up in this, like, the pieces of Krakoa kind of grabbing it. So that's one of the control points in there. Every map of this Domination Krakoa map has portals. So you can walk up. Some of them will bring you to opposite ends of a control point. One is actually up above the control point, literally right on top. So if you go underneath, you walk in and you fall right onto the control point. I think that one also that's the one that kind of has the different elevations, right? Where there's kind of like a bottom, like under cave area, if you want to say.
The portals also unlock like progressively as a point, like as you progress through a point.
Yeah, we were seeing, I think it's 60% or something like that.
Yeah, they're not,
the portal's actually open.
Because I was walking through, I was like, is that a portal? What is this? And then, like, as it progressed, it like opened up, and then you could go. It was sweet.
And then there's another one as well that has Lockheed, that has Kitty Pryde's dragon. He is on top of the control point, and he flies around. Like, he'll be there, and then he'll go away, and we followed him. He kind of went, and he kind of sat on top of one of the buildings, and he just decides to come back, and he comes back to the control point. Kind of looks like Spyro, I think we were saying.
Flying around.
Kind of hilarious.
Love Spyro.
I want a mode where you can just be all animals.
One day we'll get there.
Jeff, Rocket,
Lockjaw.
I mean, even Krakoa, watching the trailer, there's that point around the table where you see literally Krakoa's face, kind of
the tree. The tree,
there are these new little characters, and Matt, were they in the comics? The little seedling characters, the little seedling people, the little guys, they're real tiny, and you see them in the trailer, and you can walk up. They'll be around the map, and you'll see them if you walk up. Like, one is sleeping, and then they'll like make little noises, and you actually, I think it's either in the Battle Pass. I think, how we get those items to add to our collection. You get one of those.
Try to kill one.
So I didn't finish the Krakoa arc.
No.
Like I didn't finish the Fall of Krakoa.
Okay.
But not to my knowledge, I haven't seen any. They remind me more of, what are they? The Kakamori from Moana?
Kind of, yeah. They're kind of like
sort of, yeah.
Little Koroks.
Koroks, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, little Koroks from Zelda. But yeah, they're awesome.
Running around.
They're all around the map. It's super cool. And, I'll just say, I would want a game that looks like this. Like, give me something. I even said to Neil, Kens, imagine if, like, a World of Warcraft 2 looked like this. Like, this is what I think a new WoW, or give me a WoW game in this setting. Like, it just looks
Unreal 5.
amazing.
Or has anybody here played Palia?
Yes.
I have not.
Give me like Palia, but this.
Yeah.
All Marvel.
Just
locations.
a cozy you map where you can have a little garden and build my own house.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be sweet.
Money. Like Marvel Stardew Valley or whatever it is.
On Krakoa. That's the You heard it here.
So now
cut that check.
Another thing too is this isn't necessarily the map itself, but I will say I love the music. It's very like kind of digital, electronic. I likened it to, as somebody who loves Phantasy Star Online, like it reminded me of like the ship music, like especially in the original PSO. Like when you're just standing on the ship, it kind of had that vibe to it. I was like, oh, this could be like Phantasy Star music, man. It's just awesome. They just crushed it.
Forget that fantasy is spelled with a PH.
That's right.
I'm always like, what?
So good.
You just said PSO.
Yeah.
Yep, PSO.
Fantasy.
Now
I feel like this is going to be one of those where I don't know if you guys do this, but sometimes I'll go on YouTube and I'll be like, play the
10 hours
or the loop of like the Christmas Overwatch.
just have to play it over and over,
and just it's like a huge loop of that. Like I could do that with this music.
Yeah, it's awesome. Now I will. Or go ahead, Neil.
Oh, side story. I actually did that a lot playing Heroes of the Storm to the Space Jam soundtrack. Come on and slam and welcome to the jam. And I would play as what's the orc's name?
Asmodan?
Oh, that's a good one too, because he actually had a basketball skin.
He did.
But I would play the orc that you could throw people with. Garrosh, maybe? You could do like big tosses and toss the enemies into your team.
remember.
And
Jock
it's just like,
James
okay,
hits
it's
different.
slam time. Let's go. So
Nice.
10 hours of Space Jam. It's out there. You should listen to it.
Go find it.
This video only has 5 views. So weird. They're all from Canada.
On the same day.
But yeah, so again, take your time, go in there, enjoy the map. I mean, I know a lot of people, your first instinct is to jump in, try to lock in Emma Frost, play on the Krakoa map, because there will be the playlist again. And one thing I do hope they keep that playlist longer than they did when, was it 1.5? They only had it out for like 2 days.
Like,
Yeah.
barely. I don't even
Give us
think
a
I even
week,
did
man.
it.
Put it in
Yeah.
there for a week. Come on. Especially if they're going to put it in competitive. I think they should have it much longer so people can get more of a feel for that map. The other thing I will say about all these maps is they're very big, and I don't want to say cluttered, because I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like there's so many things, so many avenues, so many pathways that there's going to be some crazy fights. I think, and you can get lost on these maps for sure.
Maybe one day we'll do, like a Guardian Radio inspired episode where we all just like meet in Krakoa and do a podcast at the Quiet Council table.
Sure. Sounds great.
Ooh, I like
Jump off the
that.
ledge.
Let's do it.
That sounds fun.
All right, so let's move on here. Let's talk about the Battle Pass a little bit, guys. And I have images of all this. I mean, we don't have to spend too much time on all of it, but I do want to go through some of these skins because there are some really sweet things in there. And the Battle Pass starts off with this Spider Oni skin for Spider-Man, and this is like a Naruto skin, a Demon Slayer skin. I don't know what you want to call this, but it just looks exactly like something out of one of those anime to me.
Excuse me, Naruto? I mean, Naruto?
You mean your boy Naruto?
That boy Naruto.
I can't. That isn't. I'm from the South too, but I don't claim that.
Are you Mario or Mario?
No. Anyway,
It's say Naruto in the show.
Tanjiro, Nezuko.
Oh, no, please.
What do you guys think of this,
is
man?
enough.
I was thinking of you guys when I saw this one. That I figured you guys would be about the skin.
I love it. It's. I don't know if I would purchase it separately outside of a battle pass because I rock the Marvel Spider-Man 2 skin.
Nice.
But it's dope. It's beautiful.
It's very cool. I like the intro is cool too.
I like that a lot.
And the emote, is this the one where he like sits on his legs and eats like a bowl of noodles or something?
Like the Iron Spider legs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So
This is-
cool.
Like it's the type of character where like he takes off the mask and he's like, "Oh, I'm actually a spider, by the way. I'm not a real human." Like, oh, okay.
Okay, sir.
You do look like non-inhuman, I guess.
Yep. Let's see. We have the Nut Rocker
Yes.
Squirrel Girl. So got
Adding to the band.
Kind of band, yeah.
Gosh, I bought this and played with it.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I
It
didn't
has
play
some
with
of the
it.
little rock riffs as well.
Does it?
That's
Oh,
cool. They got that.
Like
I haven't been a big fan of her skin so far, but so this one I'll definitely get.
Yep.
I love the dragon, like the Lunar New Year skin. I love that one, and I was just convinced that I wasn't going to get another one, but this one I was just like, And look at little tippy toe. Like,
Yep.
I was gonna say the
He looks
squirrel's
cool.
got like a backpack or something and a mohawk. It's awesome.
Yep.
It's great, and it's called Nut Rocker. So,
Yeah.
winning.
Let's see.
rockin' nuts.
We also have the Psylocke skin. I didn't get a picture of that one up there. But this is the Psylocke, the X Retro skin, right? Is that what they're calling it? Retro X skin.
Yes, it's a little different. It has like some color details that are, a little different. I think they're like bands along, or like the sides of her hips that are like different colored. They might be purple or something like that.
I like the kind of having the like butterfly though, kind of the translucent spider. Yeah, looks very cool. On that,
I did see some lore that I won't say as to why these these suits are a thing, like the magic, the Namor, and the Psylocke skin. And it's really cool.
All right. Well, speaking of magic,
save it for the dump.
Let's look at that. That magic Retro X uniform. This skin, the magic skin, when you go over to the Dark Child,
yes,
the sword. I mean, number one, it looks like the Master Sword from Zelda. Let's just put it out there.
Right.
But the Dark Child sword is so badass. It looks so good.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were getting All Might in this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like this is All Might, and I will be.
Yeah.
I will be switching between this and Punk Magic.
Ooh, that's a hard choice.
That is.
Sure.
Let's see. Good. For Widow, we have this Red Veil Widow, which I think this is one of the cooler emotes. I like her emote where it's kind of like this. She kind of slashes the screen a couple times, and this little like spider kind of crawls all over. It's pretty cool.
So this is one of the Russell Dauterman designed skins for the original Hellfire Gala, or the second one, I believe, because that's when they started inviting outside superheroes,
non-mutants.
Gotcha.
It's cool to see it translated into video game form, and he's just been having a ball, keeping track of seeing all his stuff in these games.
That's cool.
That's
got to be awesome, right? As an artist, like drawing this and then just seeing it literally come to life.
Yeah,
and
just like a couple years
and everything. Like that's awesome. Let's see. We have the Luna skin, which is the Matt. Do you know how to say that?
I don't have the.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. But this one's cool. I'd like, I don't actually have a Luna skin, so I will definitely be rocking the skin.
Boots with the fur.
That's cool. The boots with the fur on that one.
A little black and white kind of thing.
I take or leave this one.
A little bit of color.
Her 2099 one is OP for me.
Yeah, that one is probably her best. I don't know. Oh my God. Then you get a Hellfire page, so you get a little thing to add to your collection, to your covers. So we're not going to talk about much there. But then they added the Joe Fixit skin finally to the game. So I know that was a Hulk skin. A lot of people have been asking.
Finally.
My big question.
I've never heard of it.
With
Joe,
have no
idea what this is.
My big question with Joe Fixit though, dude, is what is going on with all the cybernetics? Like, is he playing, Cyberpunk? The only thing I could think of is, first you're thinking, well, it's something to do with Ultron, but that blue is very Doom. So I think this may be somewhat of a Banner or a Hulk that has somehow either teamed up with Doom or has something going on there. So I don't know.
Wow.
It's a little weird.
Reminds me of Bob.
Yeah.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me a little bit of gosh, what's the name? His name. He's one of the newer mutants. He was on Jean Grey's X-Men Red team. Tempo, maybe.
I don't know.
And he's from Wakanda, but he's kind of like is that his name? I'll have to look it up. Anyway, as you were.
Cool skin though. Cool, and especially Banner looking all dressed up. But again, my question is, what is up with all the cybernetics? I don't know what's going on there.
I like your thoughts here, Mark.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, man. I think there may be something in the lore where he's teamed up with Doom and he's gonna turn on him. Maybe he's hiding the real Banner somewhere.
Do you know what Joe Fixit is? Like, what this is from? Or you just saw a bunch of comments of people asking about it?
Isn't he just like another
like multiverse,
like a what do you want, persona of Banner? Isn't that kind of what he?
Oh, okay.
I believe. I think, because he has.
We'll see it in the dump.
We'll find out.
Okay, so real quick,
Yep.
it is not tempo, it is gentle. And gentle is a Wakandan mutant that has like these types of like not runic, but like these types of tattoos all over his body, and his mutant power is that he can temporarily increase the muscle mass of his body to like lift like 100 tons, but he can't do it for a long time because it causes him to have seizures. And so it's kind of like his mutant call sign is gentle because he's kind of a pacifist by force, because he doesn't want to use these powers because they're literally killing him.
Right.
Interesting.
And so that's what immediately those like tattoos remind me of, because they're the same exact thing on gentle. So maybe that's like Doom is giving him a temporary upgrade.
Yeah, maybe. For what reason, though, is the question.
Copying Wakandan and Krakoa tech.
Yep.
Maybe it's after Ultron does what he wants, and then he has to take down Ultron. So Doom, same with like Dracula, right? He helped.
Maybe it's Mephisto.
Maybe it is.
Always.
Yeah, it's always Mephisto. Let's see. The next one is the Captain America, the Star Spangled Style. I gotta say, and unfortunately, the image I have up for Twitch right now isn't that good. I don't like the shield. It looks so bland.
It's bland.
So bland. There's like nothing to it. It's kind of just like silver and gold. Like silver and gold.
It's not. It's an ornamental shield. He's not meant to fight with this. This is his
wide
going
ring
out look.
Like putting on your fancy watch.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
What would you say if you ran up to Captain? What would be the first thing you would ask Captain America if you met him in person? Can I see the shield?
Right.
Want to arm wrestle?
And I would be sad if I saw him with the shield and
shut
say,
up.
Damn
No,
it.
that is not the first thing you would say. Let's be real. Besides on your left, but
Now he does have an emote though, where he pulls out a page out of a little briefcase and just stares at it. So I was confused. I don't know if can Captain America read? Was kind of my question, because he's staring at it for a very long time, and there's no words on the page, so it's just pictures. So I don't really know what's going on there. But it is one of the only emotes, because a lot of emotes you use it stops. You could just sit there and let him stare at that page for as long as you want.
Might be one of those.
You can stare at that page and Venom can twerk all at the same time.
Yep.
There you go. It might
what
be
if
one
this
of
is
those.
the new meme, like Wolverine laying on the bed, like caressing the picture, and then it just people just get like the back shot of him, and it's just like Bucky.
It'd be great if during the emote, like Cap, like if somebody does the Venom twerking, and Venom just keeps like side eyeing him like over and over. Like, he's looking at the paper, but just side eyeing the twerking.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna put like female characters rear ends on it
Sure.
or something.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. This is one of the sickest skins in the whole Battle Pass, and that is the Iron Fist, the immortal weapon of Agamotto. Kind of the whole story here is he literally has the Eye of Agamotto, and this is in one of the comics, Matt. This actually comes from, it was like a 2007 or 2008 run, I believe.
New Avengers.
Yeah, the New Avengers. This skin is cool, especially the emote is great. His like shoulders are on fire. It's just an awesome Iron Fist skin. Yeah, definitely gonna be getting that one for sure. And I like the spray too. There's a spray in there that's real. It's like his, I think it's just like his eyes, but it's big. It's like this big like rectangle that you can just like plop down somewhere.
I see it. Yeah,
it's great. And gaming was pretty big. And then the final skin of the Battle Pass is a Cloak and Dagger skin, and it is the dance partner. It's essentially
Clork and Dorger,
Phantom of the Opera, and it plays the music just a little bit depending on which one you are when you're doing the emotes. So it's pretty cool. I like it. She's kind of like a ballerina. He's the Phantom, and I think he even has the mask on too when you switch to him. So pretty neat. So what do you guys think overall of the Battle Pass?
I like
stuff?
it.
Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be
Good
equipping
offerings.
most of these for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it was ever a question if I was buying this or not.
Right.
How
Buying it
much-
anyways, right?
How much of the game I'm playing? Like
Yeah.
I should give them the $5 or whatever, right? Like, but all of these are just awesome.
They're
So,
good.
I think my favorite is
Okay.
Squirrel Girl. That's probably the one
Yeah.
I'm most
Yeah.
excited for.
just trying to think. I mean, the Hulk, this is going to, I wish, or I hope that they give you something where it's like cycle through favorites. So I don't have to make the decision, like just randomly pick from my favorites of what
Costume
skin to
shuffle.
use.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Because
be
I've got the rocker Hulk skin, which will be hard to put down. But yeah, that might be my favorite. Or having one for Cloak and Dagger now because I play her quite a bit and I haven't got an alternate yet. That'll be nice to have.
Yeah, I like what Kins was saying. I think eventually we're just gonna have to get the band together and
Yes.
It'll be
It might be
could be an event
now.
Wait,
I
we talked
think.
about other games coming to the game, for events, and what are they
Right.
doing in? I mean,
Band.
I know exactly. That's what I'm saying. So Epic Games now has the, what do they call that in Fortnite?
I forgot about that.
Whatever them. They basically bought the people that made Rock Band, and they're now Harmonix. They're part of Epic, and so there you go. We can have our Marvel band, and then maybe at that point we'll have Gwen Stacy in there. She can play the drums, and boom, there you go. You got the Marvel band playing and rocking out.
Like you think about it now, they've got Squirrel Girl, they've got Hulk, they've got Spider-Man, they've got Magic,
Luna,
Luna.
DJ dropping the beats.
So that's 5. Is there one more?
Who's our
Does
singer?
Thor-
Who's the singer?
Well, that's Luna.
Luna
too,
Snow.
isn't it?
Did you say Storm?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she is a singer.
Storm kind of. Yeah, she's got the Mohawk
She's,
rock.
she's a
right?
punk one.
So you've got 6 now. We can do it.
Storm's the bouncer.
And Cap is the manager as he stands at the side staring at like the contract or the set list
staring
or
at that
whatever it
paper.
is.
Mystery
Piece of paper. All right, and then the final page you do get the Ages of Ultron, so you do kind of get your final collection there. But overall, Battle Pass looks like a good value, so go in there, check those skins out. I
guess I'll get it.
Yeah, it's looking good.
What's in my arm?
Also, coming back this season and starting is some new Twitch drops. Guys are entering the fray again. And, of course, we have some more Will of Galacta sprays, or Will of Galacta drops. And this time it is with Namor. So beginning with the event, 30 minutes gets you a new Will of Galacta spray. 1 hour gets you the Will of Galacta Namor nameplate. 2 hours gets you the emote. And 4 hours gets you the costume. And again, it's kind of falling in line, kind of the purple, tealish color.
Yes.
Very corally.
Yes. It kind of fits him, right? I think more so than almost anybody because of the coralness to it.
Yeah. I think this looks great. I don't remember if they've had, was it emotes before with this?
I was thinking the same thing. Is there an emote?
First one.
I think it's the first emote.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know.
So now it's been a spray, the skin, and the nameplate.
Yeah, it shows him like bending down. I wonder if like, how sometimes the emotes like somebody else kind of pops up. I wonder if like Galacta's going to pop there and it's him like bowing down, bending the knee to Galacta. Like, what is that going to be? I don't know.
You just do that whenever you play with an Emma Frost.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, yeah. Let's see. We also have a new Marvel Unlimited promotion going. So if you are interested in getting the Unlimited The Thing skin, you can do so if you are a Marvel Unlimited subscriber, which, hey, we always say if you're interested in the comics, definitely do that. It's great value. If you're a member by April 16th, you can receive a free The Unlimited Thing skin in-game. Now, I think this, right now they also have a thing going, so you can get your first month for free. So if you use the promo code Here Is The Thing, you can get a free month to Marvel Unlimited. So if you're kind of on the fence, they went there.
It's so smart.
Yes. But if you're interested and you don't want to just take our word for it, go over to marvelunlimited.com or just download the app on your phone, use the promo code Here Is The Thing, and get your first month for free. Or you can use Thing50 and get 50% off the first 2 months. And then also get the skin because you'll be a member. So they'll.
And if you're already a member, after April 25th, you'll get an email with a code to redeem it.
Yes, that's when the codes are being out, April 25th. And it's cool. It's kind of the red, white, and blue color theming of Unlimited.
More undies for the thing.
Yep. Red, white, and blue undies.
Change them for the party, right?
Yeah, it's true. He did. He did
dressed
do
up.
that. Let's see. And finally, in news, we did get the announcement. And as you're listening to this, it's probably already out. But on the 11th, they're releasing issue number 7 of the Marvel Rivals Infinity comic. These are originally exclusive to Marvel Unlimited, although they have put out the physical copies now. You can go out there and buy those in your local comic shop. But this one now has Ultron on the cover, and it looks like we're going to the Hellfire Gala in the series. So they're actually falling in line with where the season goes. So I guess we're just totally skipping the Eternal Night and just jumping from Tokyo 2099.
And all the other maps from season 0?
Directly to Krakoa and the Hellfire Gala.
Keep it fresh.
Well, I like to think that these will be, kind of episodic, not necessarily serialized. So it's, just peeking in at different points.
Yep.
Not necessarily this is a direct continuation of
the
first one, or unless it is, and
this
I'm completely wrong.
Issue 7 though, which makes me think that it's
continuing
versus starting over.
But they have our collection in the game, right? We're collecting those comic books, so I wonder how that's going to translate to these actual comic books. Like, you think they'll ever actually come out with a comic book that sort of matches with the story and everything of the in-game comic books and lore pages that we're collecting?
Oh, man. It'd be so
It'd
cool.
be sweet if they did, but I don't think they will.
I think it would take a massive, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like a late stage thing in a game. Like, I think the only one that I'm familiar with would be like Mass Effect or Overwatch, and I'm not sure how late after those games actually came out that those comics came out. I feel it would be a few years. It wasn't like, hey, let's just pump, money into another promotion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, I'll read the description because it is pretty cool. It says, "Welcome to the Hellfire Gala. The island of Krakoa is the home nation for mutants on Earth, as well as the venue for the best party ever, the Hellfire Gala. The celebration has been crashed by an army of Ultron sentries, and it's up to the partygoers to save the island. Leader of the mutant inhabitants, Emma Frost, spearheads the fight alongside Psylocke, Magic, and Storm. Will Krakoa prevail in saving itself from robotic domination, or will its guests fail to help their mutant allies? And where is Ultron?" That's it.
Where is he?
Where is he?
Now, I will say, he's right on the cover. Look at him. But if you look at the cover, I think we're getting some teases of some coming skins, right? You have the the Patch Wolverine. You have the Sabrina Carpenter Squirrel Girl, which I guess is going to be some sort of premium skin.
She just dropped in Fortnite, and
that's right.
No.
blowing up.
There's a Jeff skin where he's got some roses and a little teeny tiny hat on his head.
Dapper Jeff.
Yep, Dapper
I
Jeff.
want Tuxedo Jeff.
This could be. Is he wearing it? Do we see what he's?
I don't know.
I can't see enough of him.
He could be. He should be.
But yeah, so there you go, guys. That is essentially the Battle Pass and everything coming with Season 2. So far, guys, I mean, initial thoughts on this season. Again, we only had just hands-on with the early access, but how are we feeling? Do we think they delivered yet again? And do we think this season is going to be received well?
10 out of 10.
Yeah. I think even more so than the previous season, just by reading that message on the start screen, like we said earlier, it just shows how much they care about Krakoa and everything, just like what they're putting into the story. So it's going to be, they are cranking it up.
Yeah. The one thing I will say that we really didn't get a chance, I mean, you guys may have. I know I played like one Rocket match. Trying to think who else. I think I did a Winter Soldier match. But I didn't get too deep into playing some of the other heroes. It was more just like, let me play Krakoa, let me play Emma Frost. So next week we will definitely be getting more into the meta of, kind of the changes to the new heroes and all that. I kind of want that. That's going to be kind of my focus this week, I think, is to really dive in and see how they've changed. Even with some of the team ups. I mean, Neil, before we went on the air, you and I played a match, and I was Magneto with the Scarlet Witch. And I was like,
that's the last time.
This is the last time I'm going to be swinging the sword for a while. Like, oh, man.
Yeah. Still melee. So, you melee attack, he brings the sword out, but it doesn't fly.
It's not the same.
Doesn't do near the damage either.
Not throwing swords. Yeah. A couple of things that I just want to comment on. The new event is awesome.
It's cool.
It's like a tic-tac-toe kind of thing with the or bingo, I guess, with the missions for you to do. So you don't have to do all the things they're talking about. You need to do 3 lines, and then you get 4 different.
I think every line you get, you unlock one of the things. So it's called the Cerebro database, right? is the
Yes.
the new thing, and if you unlock everything, then you get that's where you get the Flora Maiden Mantis skin, which in itself I didn't put up a picture of that, but that looks awesome.
You can accrue those quickly.
That's the free skin.
Yep, and those will be some things where it's like, get like 10 assists or 25 assists, whatever it is, and you're definitely, like Matt said, you're gonna just accrue those.
Collect
very
47.5 health packs.
There's also the Chaos Gown Scarlet Witch, so just play 9 matches and you get a free Scarlet Witch match or skin as well. What do you guys think of the new mission structures of the weeklies that they threw in there, having those in there now? Because I think you can complete 4 every week, I think is what it is. They give you the option for 6, I think was in there when I looked. And you can complete 4 of them, and you get like 100 tokens, 100, and then 200, I think. So 500 total chrono tokens you can get by doing your weeklies, essentially. So that's going to add more for you to get through your pass, which I think is kind of cool.
See. I'll see what at this point don't really know what it feels like, so need a little bit of time.
Yep. Another change I noticed was when you do a emote. You know how before you would do an emote and then it would like gray the window up? Yeah. I think it now says like unavailable. It literally like it's grayed up, but then it says the words unavailable. I'm like,
does it give you a timer? So
no,
you know when
it just
to check
says,
it again?
It just says unavailable or whatever it says on the screen. I was like, okay, that's kind of new that they kind of added that in there. That's a little bit different. You know what I didn't put in here was the whole issue with the shaders. So they've added this new thing where you can make it on PC where it only loads your shaders just that one initial time on that load until there's another update. But I don't know. Ken, did you read into that at all? I kind of wish I meant to kind of read into this a little bit more.
First I've heard of it.
Yeah.
So you have the option to do that or every time, I guess.
And and I think it's for like
what are shaders? What it's like the graphics?
I mean, it's literally
I'm loading them all the time. I have no idea what they are.
I think it's literally like the shaders in the game. So for like the lighting and all that, if you have
it's a lot of the graphics,
your ray tracing, any of that stuff,
I can
like
throw it.
It's probably like an Unreal 5.
Don't throw shade
loading in there, but I know for people that are on the lower end PCs, I think it's like overworking some people's CPUs. Wow. So it's kind of a way to just
way to point me out there, Mark.
Wow.
Not what? I'm always loading shaders too. I'm just saying that's why they added it into the game.
Some PCs,
PC companies sponsor us,
starting fires. And
we already talked about we're getting you a new PC, Neil. We got to get you this one.
Teach us what shaders are. PC sponsor.
You got the job. You got the job. All right.
So, I don't know nothing.
That's enough for the news. And again, like I said, we would love to hear your feedback. Head over to rivalsassemble.com. You can see all our socials and all the ways to get in touch with us. Send us just your thoughts on season 2. We'd love to know it and kind of get that into the episode next week. But let's move on here to our lore segment, onto our lore dump that we call the Cerebro Files. All right. Well, we are here. We are ready to give you some Black Panther lore. And we actually had him requested a lot. A lot of people actually have been asking us for the Black Panther. And,
tens of people.
We are ready to go here. So, Matt, what do you got for him? Give him the lore dump on Black Panther.
So, Black Panther, guys. I'm going to start this out with an extremely piping hot take, which will get me canceled in the comic community.
Uh-oh. I had nothing to do with this.
Black Panther is a better Batman.
Whoa.
I mean, I don't like DC, so sure.
Explain.
Whoa.
So
elaborate.
And listen. So both wealthy, affluent, choosing to combat the wrongs of society while protecting a locale that they love, using advanced technology and all the resources that they have at their disposal, both having experienced grievous loss of loved ones personal to them, knowing that everything is on the line because not only do they have a professional investment in this endeavor of crime fighting, but also a personal investment in it as well. But Black Panther, I mean, it's hard to beat a king, and not just the king of Wakanda, a former king of Wakanda now in comics, the king of the dead.
Especially when he's hopped up on special plants.
On go-go juice.
Well,
yeah,
that's what I was going to say. So I wouldn't compare him really to Batman because of that. Right? I mean, if anything, I would compare Batman to like Tony Stark. Rich guys, yes. I mean, tragedy, maybe that's the only real difference. I mean, Stark, yeah, does have a little bit of tragedy with his family, but nowhere near what, Bruce has with Batman. But like,
well, let's not compare traumas. Let's not say someone's trauma is more traumatic than someone else's.
But at least, Black Panther, I mean, he's got some super speed, super strength. He's got kind of that going on where Batman,
he's not natty
gadgets.
But so let's get into more of why I feel that Black Panther is a better Batman. If you disagree, you can shout me out on our Discord or email us by going to rivalsassemble.com and clicking the email button.
Can I just clarify something real quick too? I do not absolutely hate DC, so I do like Batman. I tried to go on a whole DC reading thing. I like Nightwing.
James Gunn is writing a very lengthy email right now.
Okay, I like all the Gotham DC stuff and a little bit of Superman, but I'm not. I don't know. I've never been a DC guy. I'm a Marvel zombie. So
he obviously hasn't read the Absolute books yet. Okay,
no.
Those look amazing. Some of those covers. Anyway,
but the Black Panther. So
Black Panther.
T'Challa is the most notable Black Panther. Black Panther is a ceremonial title given to the head of state for the nation of Wakanda, which is in Africa. It is not a real country. This is a comic book location.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It might be hidden and we can't find it.
I
Shrouded.
work in international news, and I would have to say I'm not surprised by anything. So if this were the headline next week, I'd be like, why not? So T'Challa was the Black Panther that we were introduced to. His father, T'Chaka, was the Black Panther before him, and going down the line. Or I guess up the line.
There's a ancient one, right? You know how they had the ancient Avengers?
Yes,
Black Panther, one of those too.
The prehistoric Avengers. Mm-hmm. Yes,
that wasn't his dad, right? That was somebody else.
No, that was like I believe it was 1 million BC. Was
yeah.
Like I'm not joshing.
Damn, he's old.
I'm pretty sure that's the year. So like,
not his dad.
They got some good skincare in Wakanda. I don't know.
You're eating the herbs. You
say herbs in Canada.
Herbie Hancock.
The Herbies.
So we've been going 5 minutes and I've said 2 things about Black Panther. So okay, T'Chaka, father before him, was Black Panther, but he is killed because Ulysses Claw not really breaks into Wakanda, but he finds Wakanda, this hidden nation, because, well, let me set the stage for that first. Wakanda used to be a hidden nation because it was the one place on Earth that had a rare mineral known as, and I just thought adamantium. It's not adamantium. It's vibranium. I'm thinking of Captain America, Brave New World. Vibranium. So vibranium comes from meteorites that fell from space, and many of them were targeted in Wakanda, to the point where the people there found that it had not necessarily power, but was a stronger ore and metal that they could use in building and in constructing their nation. And in doing so, they wanted to protect this resource, so they kind of walled themselves off from the rest of the world. And it wasn't until T'Challa was, I guess, in his teenage years that they were revealed to the world. So fast forward from the establishment of Wakanda, back in the before times, and Ulysses Claw breaks into Wakanda, wants to steal this vibranium to create weaponry powered around sound. That's kind of his thing, right? In the comics, at least. And he confronts the Black Panther because he's trying to steal all this. Ends up killing the Black Panther, and T'Challa kind of acts out in his rage, and turns one of these sonic weapons on Ulysses Claw, destroying his hand. And so that's why in comics, Ulysses Claw only has one hand, and he has like a sonic device affixed to it. And this is T'Challa is still very young. With his father dead, he is the person who will next become the Black Panther. But since he's so young, he's not ready for it. So someone else steps into the, I guess, like the figurehead role.
Is that his uncle?
Yes. And T'Challa, think, like, for lack of a better comparison,
goes to school, goes to college.
Yeah, like I was thinking like Prince Harry, Prince William vibes, like
yeah.
He kind of has the best of everything, lives around the world in different places, getting the best training, kind of like Batman. He was raised with, learning all that he could about everything, honing his body to, do this thing, because growing up, he knows that he is going to assume the role of Black Panther. And what that entails is partaking of the heart-shaped herb, which is also something uniquely found in Wakanda, which I actually didn't know this until going back and reading, is something that only people of the royal bloodline are able to ingest and take. It is poisonous to those who aren't of the royal bloodline. I think that's an interesting story device.
I think it makes sense, or like people would be stealing the vibranium and the herbs, right?
Well, I feel that heart-shaped herb would be much more protected, right? Because it has the literal ability to turn people superhuman.
Right.
But I don't know if that means that once upon a time, and this is note to self, go back and look at this. Is it just because the bloodline has been exposed to it for so long?
They've evolved.
Yeah. Could someone else take it? And you know how there's and Mark, you can poke holes in this, is you're the doctor here.
Yes, sir.
You introduce a little bit of whatever substance you're allergic to into your system, little by little until you're not allergic to it anymore. That's very scientific, right?
Yeah, sure.
Don't go out and do that. You didn't hear it
anaphylaxis, get an EpiPen. Make sure you got Benadryl in hand.
Yeah, just have an EpiPen. Yeah. I wonder if that could be done by someone who not of the royal bloodline,
or even just modifying your DNA or your immunity system,
or clone yourself with Loki. Marvel, hire us to write your comic, and
I think we've got something here
for you. So anyway, T'Challa comes back, and through the ceremony that we see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel Studios Black Panther, and Marvel Studios Black Panther
Wakanda Forever.
Thank you. Black Panther 2. It is the ceremony where the Black Panther has to basically fight for the title. There's a difference between kind of like the even though they are to become that, they have to earn it.
Right.
So that's how, of course, we see in the film, Killmonger is able to usurp the title.
So cool. That is just amazing. I thought that was and then we got the map for it too, right? Warrior Falls.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Throw the other guy down the falls.
And so not only is he king of Wakanda, he is its protector. And early on in the comics, his first appearance was actually Fantastic Four. And this is 1960, or is it 50?
He's been around a while.
1966, Fantastic Four number 52. So he actually calls the Fantastic Four, he sends them a jet as a gift. Casual.
Nice.
He's like, I need you, I request your presence in Wakanda. And they come and they help him out with Claw, basically. Claw has come back. And that's how they kind of tell the tale of Black Panther.
Cool.
And that's his first appearance. Wakanda also, nonchalantly developing nuclear weapons at the time.
Shh. Don't tell him that.
Casual, as do you do. Black Panther is a Stan Lee and Jack Kirby creation. One of their great creations. The first mainstream black superhero to have a solo title, especially at this time in the 60s, where we have the civil rights movement. There's a lot of speculation that Black Panther was named after the political party, the Black Panthers here in the United States. But that's actually not true. They actually, to I guess kind of escape confusion around that, his name was changed from Black Panther to Black Leopard for a time, but it doesn't hit as hard,
Not as cool. Yeah.
And it kind of makes me think more of like Wildcat in DC Comics.
Okay.
So yeah, Black Panther, they eventually changed it back to Black Panther that we know and love.
Black Leopard.
Calm down.
Strange.
So a lot of fantastic stories, a lot of opportunity here with Black Panther being the king and having all these resources at his availability. Traveled the world, traveled the galaxy, married Storm, the X-Men. They met as teens and he saved her from a gang. They had a short little romance. It was the Hallmark movie, but I'm a prince, I can't marry you. And then years later.
And then you find out they're like, what is it, Jack Frost, or like one of all those Hallmark Christmas movies my wife watched.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was
a girl from a small town, her father's Santa Claus, and she's a doctor.
We're both just OP.
I'm
just an Omega level mutant and you're a king quadrillionaire, given gifts by a god, whatever. Classic.
So with Storm,
yeah,
like just watching the X-Men 97 series, it seemed like she was kind of into
Forge.
Who's that? Forge? Yeah. So is that in the same timeline, or is this like, did they have a falling out or what?
Well, they originally met when they were teenagers.
Right.
They separated, and then it wasn't till later.
Oh, okay.
Comics, because it's like, someone's 35 for 70 years.
Right.
So sometime in the future. But yeah, Storma has had quite a few gentlemen callers, as we call them here in the southern United States. But gosh, there's so many comic moments that I want to talk about, but I'll just mention a couple. So one, I'm scrolling through a list of them in front of me. For a time, he and Storm joined the Fantastic Four with Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm. So they made up the four.
Interesting.
For a time when Reed and Sue Storm stepped away. There was at one point that he's also been exiled from Wakanda. So currently, King of Wakanda is kind of up in the air. Technically, Shuri, his sister, is Queen of Wakanda now, and she is the Black Panther. But in the comics, that is a little fluid. We kind of pick and choose what time we want to come in on that. And there was a time when he spent in New York. Matt Murdock moved away from Hell's Kitchen, and Black Panther actually became the protector of Hell's Kitchen. He was depowered and ran a diner, took up a fake name, had a fake passport as a guy from Democratic Republic of Congo, and
nice.
Just kind of lived his life there in New York.
Wow.
Like the royal who's trying to escape to a little small town called New York, and it really is a Hallmark movie. I want to be the regular people.
He's going to open the bakery, Matt. That's what they do. They move there and open the bakery with the hot chocolate and the cookies.
I swear Black Panther is so much more OP than I'm talking about. But eventually he realizes that when he he has to go back to Wakanda. He doesn't want to take this title from Shuri. And so he goes to the goddess Bast. Wakanda is a very deeply religious nation, this pantheon of gods known as the Orisha, which have ties to that's an actual, they take liberties with it, of course, kind of like how people take liberties with Norse mythology and things like that. But there are actual people who worship these deities in real life, like in our world. So the Orisha pop up in a lot of fiction as well. But basically, he becomes king. Well, at one point, there's a city of the dead underneath Wakanda, known as the Necropolis, and they launch attacks on Wakanda proper, and it is not enough that that Shuri can handle alone, and he goes to Bast and he says, I need some power. And she says, well, you can't be the king of Wakanda, but you can be my king. I will make you the king of the dead. And so he regains like these, his power set is basically like, you know, classic superhuman strength, speed, agility, but he also has the intellect and the reflexes and, you know, all this OP technology on him.
Yeah, I think one of the things with the herb is you get all the knowledge from previous Black Panthers too.
That was from this interaction. Linking him to Bast gave him access to like the Black Panther intellect.
Right.
So like anything else that a past Black Panther has known is available and accessible to you. If anybody else has like the Mind Palace where you go in and go through your little file folders to find things.
Yeah.
That's how I have to imagine that because who, buddy?
Explode your brain.
Yeah. Good allies with Namor until they're not. Both marginalized nations to a point, but then they come into conflict a few different times. One of the big ones being in Avengers versus X-Men. He's a member of the Illuminati, some of the smartest people on Earth, including Reed Richards, Professor Xavier, Tony Stark.
Wow.
During, actually, an interesting thing, during Civil War, him and Storm side with Captain America. This is right after they get married, and they go on this international tour, this diplomacy tour after they're married. And they come to the United States, and the U.S. government is pressuring Storm to register under the Superhuman Registration Act. And they're like, no. Which is interesting because in the MCU, Black Panther is not like openly in support of this act, but he's definitely Team Iron Man. So interesting sides there. More recently, in what I'm reading right now, Ta-Nehisi Coates' run, The Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda.
That's cool.
Black Panther goes to the stars and realizes that there is a whole subsect group of people out here from Wakanda living among the stars, you know, searching for this vibranium asteroid that once hit Earth. They're looking for
the
more.
origin. Yeah.
They have, spoiler alert, they have their own Black Panther. And you need to read it. It's very, very good. But
is this in the future as well? Like it's a 2099?
No, this is present day.
Present day. Okay.
This is present day. Yeah, I'll keep it there for now. I'll go through some quick titles to recommend. So earlier when I mentioned him living in New York, that is Black Panther, Man Without Fear.
Cool.
You get it? You get it? You know, the Daredevil, Man Without Fear. That's that arc. Very moody artwork. Very fits the piece. It reminds me of Batman the Animated Series, kind of.
Okay.
Not specifically Bruce Timm style, but just kind of like that neo-noir-ish type of vibe. Let's see what else. There's Enemy of the State, which is, and I might have mentioned this before, you know, in DC Comics, there's that that whole run where the Justice League finds out that Batman has been creating dossiers on them and how to defeat them, but then the supervillains get a hold of that and start taking out the Justice League.
Oh no!
Basically, Black Panther does that. He starts assembling files on these people. They fall into the wrong hands, and T'Challa, nobody can trust him anymore. So it doesn't, at the end of the day with the Justice League, they're like, nah, Batman, shucks, we can't trust you, but you're one of the team. You sell books, so we can't get rid of you. It wasn't that way in Marvel. They got rid of him.
Is that how we got exiled, or did you say?
That's,
I guess that would be against Wakanda.
Well, technically, it was in a move to protect Wakanda. But yeah, it's some good confrontation with Tony Stark in that book. Because when intellect out intellects intellect, it's like, oh, you thought of this? Why didn't I think of this?
Quite intellectual.
Yeah. There's some really good 2-issue and 1-issues. One is Killmonger's Rage, and this is Christopher Priest, who is kind of like a synonymous name with Black Panther, one of the best, well-known best writers. If you see Black Panther book and it has Christopher Priest on it, pick it up. You won't be disappointed. So this is kind of like a sequel to an earlier event called Panther's Rage. And this kind of turns the Killmonger thing on its head, where say like in the Black Panther film, Marvel Studios Black Panther, Killmonger is kind of like a Westerner parading himself, or a Wakandan parading himself as a Westerner, being raised in the West, and then coming back and usurping the throne. In this, he's kind of corrupted by those Western values. Not that kind of, what's the word for it? Not the pure intention that he has of, wanting to restore Wakanda to its, get these people out from hiding. I don't know if that's a restoration or anything. But Killmonger's Rage, that's good. The Bride is the event with the marriage to Storm.
The wedding.
Cool.
Just a small little arc which feeds into that conflict in Civil War. The Client is where we meet Everett Ross, played by Dr. Watson in the MCU films. And so basically, T'Challa travels from Wakanda to New York to investigate the murder of a young girl. And this is kind of like a definitive story for the character of Black Panther. Like I say character, for his character, the character of a person. How he handles himself as a dignitary, how he handles himself as a hero, how he handles himself as a human. This is also the introduction of the Dora Milaje. So yeah, that is The Client.
There you go.
And yeah, Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, Ta-Nehisi Coates. You can get a good one. But yeah, that's where there's so many more good titles. And you can literally just Google a list of them, but those are some of my favorites.
Nice. All right. Well, there you go. There's your Black Panther lore dump coming at you. We got a message here from Skylar Carpenter, and they said, just played 20 games today, and I went 15-5. Climbed from D3 to GM3.
That's a big day.
That is
20 games.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
Said they're a Venom Magneto player, but they said, can we get some Venom lore next episode, please? Great podcast. So just for you, Skylar, and for everybody out there, we're doing Venom next week.
They ain't gonna know what's hit him.
Don't know what hit him.
That's right. So be on the lookout for that next week. Well, guys, let's move on here to our final segment, the part of the show where we get you involved, that we call What Ifs. Well, don't forget, you can always reach out to us. Like we've been saying, go to rivalsassemble.com. You can find all our links over there. But best way to get in touch with us is over on our Discord, of course. So join our Discord, or you can leave us a comment over on Spotify under this very podcast. And leave us a question, leave us a topic. We'll read it here on the show. But the first one comes to us over from Discord from Uncle Jag. And they said, who is the most obscure Marvel character you would like to see added to the game? And what role/kit do you envision for them?
It sounds like a derogatory name. Like if you're trying to insult somebody.
But then also, time to get stitchy, time to get stretchy, said, and why is it Pizza Dog? Sticky. Why is it Pizza Dog? They said over on Discord. So number one, that's hilarious. Pizza Dog.
Is that a real character?
Isn't that what's her face?
I think we'll get Pizza Dog kind of like we did Bats. Like we'll get Pizza Dog kind of running around in a map somewhere at some point.
That's Kate Bishop's little dog, right?
Kate Bishop's dog.
Yeah.
I would love if Hawkeye, that was your reload, like Pizza Dog just ran out with like a quiver of arrows and then just like,
here you go, runs away.
Jumped out into a little portal.
I mean, we've mentioned Cosmo before, right? I think Cosmo would be pretty funny to have as a character added to the game.
Oh yeah, Cosmo. Yeah,
Cosmo the
Guardians.
Yep. I would just say, like me, I think I mentioned him, and I'm going to keep mentioning him until he becomes a reality, and that is, of course, Sleepwalker. Put him into the game. I think his kit would be crazy. And like I said, for his ultimate, I think I said it was either last week or the week after that, would be to pull you into the sleep zone, into this dreamscape where you 1v1 the person, kind of pulling them out. Maybe somehow he has some sort of advantage over that. I think it would be awesome. Maybe have like mind bullets, ways to maybe create images of himself, something like that. I think would be awesome for Sleepwalker. What do you guys have? Any crazy ideas?
Dupe from Ecstatics. Anyone?
No.
That's pretty obscure, Matt.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
So Ecstatics is, how do I describe this book? I don't even know, but he's like a big green peanut with a bumpy head, and X logo on his chest. Now I have to Google it. Dupe.
You duping it. The lore dupe.
According to Captain America, the U.S. government created him in a secret Cold War weapons project. Yeah, if you just Google it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Hopefully you've seen this character before. But yeah, Ecstatics is a really weird book where it was kind of like a New Guardians almost, where they were created for TV and or like in the Marvel universe, these people loosely with powers, were assembled together for a team for like reality TV or something like that, I believe. Yeah, reality show X-Men. And just kind of like they're just trash. It's kind of like awesome. If an Adult Swim show was a Marvel comic.
Okay.
That's the vibe.
Neil or Ken's, you got anybody?
What about Darkhawk? Anybody know?
I think I have Darkhawk issue number 1, like the foil. Yeah. I think I have it.
I played Darkhawk a lot in Marvel Future Fight.
Okay. Maybe it's not as obscure as I thought.
But that's it is, though. Thing. It still is, though. I mean, that's...
Yeah. He's like an android, right?
I don't even remember, dude. I have the
count. And he's an amulet. There's a newer Darkhawk series that I read.
He's part Hawk.
During like the Infinity Wars with Gamora, there was some Darkhawk stuff.
I used to like Silverhawks when I was a kid. That was a
Dark
old 80s show.
Hawk.
Yes, Darkhawk.
Dark Hawk. There we go.
Darkhawk.
What do you got, Neil?
Anyway.
I'm just flipping through some stuff here. Well, what I was thinking, like, I think we already brought this up before, like Howard the Duck or something like that.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
I have a feeling that you were going to say that.
And my first thought about that is, okay, he got collected by the Collector. And then I thought, what would the Collector be like in this game? And what a cool thing would be with that is after he knocks out a hero, that hero is taken away into the collection and you cannot pick him anymore.
Ooh.
That kind of game mode.
Interesting. So he's like an in-game pick ban.
He's collecting them.
Crazy.
Or maybe they could be like one of the seasonal Events, yeah, where you have a collector and
Easter
maybe
Bunny
it's
Jeff,
like kind of
and
like
you're running from the
war,
collector.
and you win once you take all the heroes away from the other team. Somehow.
Oof.
All right, well, there you go. Let's see. We got another one here from Final Hex Girl over on Discord, and she says, what is each of your respective favorite moves to use in the game? She said, for example, mine is currently Penny's web snare. I'm absolutely addicted to shutting down ults.
That's my girl.
It is.
Yeah,
I mean,
I did a couple of those to a couple hex girls today before the show. It feels really good.
Hex girls.
Or Iron Man, using it on Iron Man or Scarlet Witch is like...
You can even suck up the projectile too and stop it.
Yeah.
Invisible Woman boop. I love booping people off the map.
You make it sound so good. I've never done it before though.
Oh my gosh, my guy. It's so good.
I mean,
except don't waste it on the thing.
I mean, speaking of the thing, I think that like Haymaker still is like, to me, just playing, it's just so good, man. Just pounding people with that fist is great. I love it. Being super aggressive with that.
Thor's Awakening rune, just throwing lightning everywhere.
Yeah.
Just lots of dopamine for my brain every time.
Yep.
I like Hulk's just jump ability. Like being able to leap, it feels so good. And then you land on a wall, you can hang on the wall for a little bit and then jump off the wall, and you're just being a monster.
Yeah, Hulk, and I even love Cap's jump too, man. Jumping up in the air and just kind of hovering there for a minute, just looking down, just like, okay, where am I going to land? And just boom, just pounding down. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's see, we got another one over on Spotify. This one comes to us from Evan Ka, and they said, super pumped for the new season. I can't wait. What are your thoughts on the Res comp? And he puts in parentheses, Adam, Mantis, and Star-Lord. Personally, I think that team up should be removed. Mistakes and misplays should be permanent. I'm just curious if you guys have any specific thoughts on that team up.
Nothing passionate.
I feel like it's been popular for a while. When we watched the first competitive, this was like a huge team up that everybody was playing with, and Star-Lord was very popular that first tournament. So obviously getting a free res is always good. I really like when there's a rocket on my team and I get knocked out, and then it's like, oh wow, no, I'm back into the fight. I don't have to wait.
I go to take a sip of my drink, and then it's like,
it's always it's always the crash out of, no, I'm dead. Oh, I'm okay.
Oh, I'm right here.
Thanks, Rocket.
I'm back.
Or you come back because they put the transponder in the middle of the conflict,
and then you just down
you're just.
I think this one is like, they're saying it should be removed because it requires you to do nothing. So even like lots of other games have resurrect mechanics, where you can come back. I think that's a good mechanic in the game. But this is just like, you just have to exist and you'll come back if there's a warlock on your team, versus like using his ultimate to res.
Right.
That does take some, I mean, you do need to use that at the right time. It has to be timed correctly. Even rockets, that has to be placed in an appropriate place. You have to think about it. The team up it requires no thought. You are now alive again.
Yeah. I would think too, this seems to be a team up that great that it was in the game. We had it at season 0. We had it all season 1.
Yeah.
Why not take it out for a little bit? That right there alone just immediately overnight shifts the meta of, okay, that res comp is gone. And you're probably
not making Star-Lord walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My boots are in the shop, guys. Sorry.
Not so legendary, are we?
Just for this season. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. I am surprised, Evan. I'm with you on that one. I think they would have definitely taken that one out, but
it's next to go, probably.
Is what it is. Let's see. Next one comes to us from Valdesignator, and they said, hey guys, for your what if segment, do you think Emma Frost's mind crash in her ultimate will work on Magneto with his helmet on? Thanks, guys.
Ooh.
Love the show.
It'd be awesome if it didn't.
Yeah, but it does.
You just hear like, nice try, Blondie.
But then what would happen if you wear the Magneto, I guess, Hellfire Gala skin that you
without the helmet? Then
Battlepass
it
works.
It works.
That's why it works, because that's probably canonically what he's wearing.
Yeah. I like this idea, and I think I saw it in the Discord as well. They're like, okay, what about Wolverine getting sucked up by Magneto's magnetic ball because he uses that ult, right?
Yeah.
Then that should happen.
I think that should happen, and it should only happen when he's like dashing or something like that. When he becomes a projectile, say like you use the team up and Hulk throws him, then it gets
sucked up into Magneto's magnetic ball.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Or it could be a team up. Yeah,
could
Magneto and give him a throw with him too.
That's how he fastball specials Wolverine.
Yeah. Is that a fastball special? I don't know what that would be called,
but he doesn't need to agree to it. It just happens.
It just happens automatically.
I don't consent.
Fastball special into the wall and it crushes you. Is what it does.
It's like that non-consensual life grip in Overwatch when that life weaver pulls you across.
Put me back.
Let's see, we got another one from Mark Asbury, and he says, "What controllers do you guys use? I play on Xbox, and I love the back paddles on the Series Elite 2 controllers." I'm a mouse and keyboard guy now. Thank you very much. But the controller is the Elite 2, and then actually for Rivals was pretty much using the what's the PlayStation one? The DualSense? Dual whatever that is.
DualSense.
But when you get used to the back paddles, it's incredible. Like it totally changes the way you play any shooter, hell, even any action game. Those back paddles are almost a must in shooters. So I would urge people, if you play with controller playing on console, try to get yourself one of those controllers and just do yourself a favor and just make one of them jump and learn to use that button as a jump, and it will totally transform the way you play these games.
Makes the other one
market Rivals a symbol cincha.
Yeah, that's right.
I play on PC, but I use a controller too. I actually had the Xbox Series Elite 2, but I didn't like it. I thought it was too heavy.
It is heavy, yeah.
I just didn't like the weight of it. So I actually returned it. And I use a Scuff controller, a Scuff Xbox controller. It's a lot lighter, still has the paddles. It's actually my second one because it had drift. I actually don't know if we'll get another one because of that reason, if this one does that. So, but yeah, that's what I use.
The DualSense Edge, that's what it's called, those controllers.
Oh, okay.
For the PlayStation.
Yep.
I use the plain old DualSense and wish I had paddles.
Oh, you need the paddles.
This is my second one too. My first one has drift. I think this one is starting to get it too.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm not too hard on the sticks. They're just, I don't know. I use it and it starts drifting.
I didn't know drift was a thing until I played Marvel's Avengers, and you had to drift. You had to push down the L, I think it was L3 to dash. Yeah. And I just didn't realize how. That's when I realized that I was like death gripping my controller. And I was like, oh, wow, that's like, these buttons are not at the same level. I use a DualSense. I use a custom DualSense by Captain Alex. You should look him up, CPT and Alex. I got it at a convention, and it is a Wolverine design, and it has, so it's blue.
Is it the butt?
No. And then it has like speckled blood on it. It's pretty sick. He does custom controllers. And if there's a convention near you that's gaming focused or anime focused, you should look him up. Designs them all himself.
Cool.
I grabbed
the purple one.
My son, actually, I grabbed this because he's behind me. He has this Victrix, which
what in the world?
It has, back paddles. Actually has 4 of the back paddles. And the interesting thing with it is, so you can see how the sticks are. You can actually pop these off and then flip the sticks around. So if you like the Xbox layout with the off-centered sticks, or if you like the PlayStation where they're both kind of down low, you can like adjust to that. I actually bought one of these first before I got the DualSense Edge, and I didn't really like it. To me, it just seemed kind of too plasticky, too cheesy.
It looks sick.
Chintzy, I guess. It looks great, but I just didn't like the feel of it in my hands. But he plays with it. He loves it. And I think they are definitely cheaper than the DualSense.
And he's like the actual pro gamer.
Yeah,
he literally is like the actual pro gamer. Yeah,
he literally
plays FIFA like a maniac. But yeah, so there's a lot of options out there. But I would say if you're on Xbox, the Series Elite 2 controllers are great. If you are on PlayStation, the DualSense Edge is great. And then even what Ken said, Scuff makes just amazing controllers. So they're always a great option for you out there as well. Let's see, one more here. This comes to us from Vinny G, and they say, "Hey guys, have you seen Big Hero 6? If they ever come to Rivals, pick one character and suggest a role and moveset for them." Now, I will say I've seen Big Hero 6 once. So I'm not the guy. Other than I could just say, "Hey, bring Baymax in," and he just kind of blows up, and I can see him being like Mr. Fantastic walking around. That's about all I got for you.
Okay, so Big Hero 6 in Marvel Comics is very different from Big Hero 6, the Disney movie. So Sunfire in the X-Men is actually like one of the OG members of Big Hero 6.
Really?
Yeah, there's some of the same characters. Like there's Gogo Tamago, there's Baymax, Honey Lemon, Silver Samurai.
Really?
Yeah. So
That's
just Google
nuts.
like Big Hero 6 Marvel Comics. It was a 90s comic property, and then Disney was like, let's Disney-fy it. And they made the movie. But it's a pretty fun book. So I would love to see Sunfire or Silver Samurai, let's be real.
Yeah. Well, that's easy then if you know that information.
I know that's not the answer they wanted.
Yeah.
If it's from the Disney movie, I think
Baymax.
it'd be sick to have
I'm looking at a photo.
Honey Lemon?
There's the lady on rollerblades. There's a dude with energy hands, and there's like a lizard costume guy. I think he breathes fire.
Throw them all in. Just do it.
Give us a season.
That's a team, right?
Yeah,
Team
and then
right there.
Baymax. So Baymax looking cool with his big
Baymax.
Optimus slime suit.
Satisfied with your service.
Yeah,
Or your
movie's
care.
great. It's legit. It's got a Stan Lee cameo and everything.
Yeah. It's such a good movie.
I remember taking the kids to see it in theaters, and like that was it. I don't think I ever watched it again. I mean, they may
I've
have
seen it a
watched
couple
it when
times.
it was on like Disney
Mark,
Channel or something, but
It's so good.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
Watch that. Oh, you should definitely
Neil,
watch it.
I think
like
you
it.
and your
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
the kids
watch
would
it.
your
like it.
kids
Yeah.
would love it.
Okay.
It's the theme song in the movie was Fallout Boy.
It was Fall.
It was, yeah. I do remember that.
Immortals. We could be immortals.
Oh, we're gonna
Like,
get
come
down.
on.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Copyright. Okay, check it out.
All right. Well, guys, that's going to be it for the show. You know, one little plug here, and we forgot to do this. I wanted to do this when we did our Black Panther lore. Matt, I'm going to throw it out to you, man. Let the folks know. I think we even teased it last week, a little announcement.
Yeah.
What do you got going on, man?
So, if you are in the Atlanta area at the end of May, so this is, well, basically, I am going to be game master for a new session of a Marvel Multiverse RPG game, a module that I wrote called Infection Point Wakanda, a Rivals Assemble adventure. So set in the world of the game Marvel Rivals, you are tasked with finding out what has infected the intergalactic empire of Wakanda. Your team of adventurers is called to help Princess Shuri come figure out what it is, but you quickly figure out that not all is as it seems when you are taken prisoner by the Dora Milaje. And you are asked the question, what are you willing to do to help save Wakanda? And if necessary, are you willing to take down the Black Panther himself?
Ooh.
So
How we do it?
I'm going to be game master at 3 sessions that weekend. That is May 23rd, 24th, and 25th in Atlanta, Georgia. That is at MomoCon, MoMoCon. It is one of the largest anime and gaming conventions here in the South. The actual convention itself is that entire weekend, starts Thursday. I believe it goes to Monday. But I'll be there the whole weekend, but I'm specifically playing those 3 days and running that. And you can join my session.
How can they just reach out to you, Matt, to try to get in those
So
sessions, or-
registration is going to be on site.
Okay.
So there's going to be a grid up on the website with all the different games, because there's going to be oh my god, there's Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, all these different games. They'll have Adventurers League for Dungeons and Dragons, all these like organized play things as well that you can do. And yeah, just for specific times and stuff, stay tuned to that. But yeah, as far as if you got questions about the game or anything else, join the Discord and let me know, and I can hook you up with that information. But yeah, that's the first kind of official appearance of the year, and
that's exciting.
We
and
got
very
some
topical
more in the pipeline.
Maybe more to come, right?
Yeah,
hopefully. Awesome, Matt. Well, yeah. So I can't wait to hear how all that goes.
We might just have to run a session with the crew here, and
we'll test
see how it goes.
So yeah.
Be on the lookout for that. But as always, guys, like we said, head over to rivalsassemble.com. You can find all our social links, our X, our Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all that good stuff over there. Big thanks, as always, to everybody here for tuning in live. I know there's been a little glitches both on Twitch and YouTube in terms of the stream, but thank you guys for sticking with us. Big thanks to everybody who listens to us over on iTunes and on Spotify. Like we always say, if you listen over there, please leave us a rating, leave us a review. It helps move us up the rankings of those services, and really just puts more ears and eyeballs on the show, which is always a great thing. And join our Discord. You can find the link over at rivalsassemble.com. Again, we're just going to kind of put that link up there. You can head over there. Join the Discord. What's that? Are we at 250?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. 250 members over there. So you can always find someone to play with. We have an LFG channel. We have people creating factions over there, people giving tips, talking about comics, talking about movies, talking about sports, you name it, we got it going on over in the Discord. So some awesome like-minded people over there. And if you want to help support the show, just in another way, you can also do so by becoming a patron and get some other podcast content from us. Every 2 weeks, you get a episode of the MCU Rewatch as we're going through the MCU. This Monday, we are launching The Incredible Hulk episode, so be on the lookout for that. Every Wednesday, you get a solo show, which I did mine last week. Neil did his this week, and Ken's is up next. And we also threw in our Retro Game Club episodes. We had recorded a couple of these kind of over the summer, and so I just threw them into the feed this past Monday when we didn't have an MCU rewatch. So we did Mega Man X last episode, and
Matt's favorite game.
Yes. 2 weeks from now, we will be doing Super Mario RPG. So be on the lookout for that if you want to hear us talk about that.
Jeez.
And other than that, everybody, just get out there, have some fun in Season 2. Take it all in. I would say get out there, check out the Krakoa map. Just take the time, walk around that map. Take it all in there.
Cracking on Krakoa.
Krakoa?
Yeah. Don't do crackheads. Yeah, it's not good.
Not even one.
Who suggested that?
But other than that, everybody, have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time. Later.